Okay, I think that I'm live. How are you? It's been a while. I'm probably going to be checking just to make sure that it's actually working for the first couple of minutes. If you're here, welcome. It's so awesome to have you here in my home in Bushwick, Brooklyn on this fine Sunday for a new experiment that we'll see what this is. But in the meantime, it looks like it is in fact working. This is my ridiculous setup. My family needed to replace an old computer monitor, so in addition to my ridiculously huge normal monitor here, we have this Apple thing. So, yeah, just a lot of screens. Let's see. Okay, this is actually working. What up, Cheryl? Great to see you here. Thanks for watching, Cheryl Lee. Hey! I'm gonna mess up usernames, but Vivly101, hi. Awesome. Okay, so this is working. Let's come in close for what are we doing here? Why are we here? So, it's been a while since I've uploaded a YouTube video, and I'm really sorry about that. Honestly, this community is one of the most exciting, most fulfilling parts of my life, and you guys really made 2016 meaningful for me. And I honestly dropped the ball. I dropped the ball at the end of the year, and I could list excuses, but really there are none. At the end of the day, I just didn't show up. And part of it was taking some time for myself, putting in some self-care. I really got thrown for a loop in November. We won't name names. But yeah, part of it was the election. Part of it was I got into a more serious relationship than I've been in a while, and then it didn't work out. And honestly, I'm glad it was I don't know, it's hard. It's healthy, I think, that it didn't work out, but it's kind of hard to create things and share things when I'm not sure what it is I want to say about them. And I think there's been a lot of introspection for me starting last December through now. And so yeah, so part of it was I wasn't really sure what I want to say. It's so funny. One second. There's going to be a lot of moving you guys around. Let's see. No. And I got to be careful not to unplug anything. You see these papers? Yeah. I've been taking a lot of notes. Okay, so there's this one video that I've shot 3 times now and never edited. I have this ridiculous mind map of what I wanted to update you guys on, and it's just this endless treadmill. So there's some things that I want to go through and let you know about and fill you in on that I've been wanting to share about, including the results of the creative kickstart from last year that I started, and we did, but I never shared about it. And that sucks that didn't happen, but that's one of the things I want to do here. But before we get into that, what is this? This is Self-Care Sunday. And what is Self-Care Sunday? Self-Care Sunday is probably going to be whatever the hell I want it to be on Sunday. But I was thinking that it would be nice to have a time at the end of the week to reflect on the last week and to look ahead to the next week and to share with you guys some of the stuff that comes up. Because I hit this point where with the weekly uploads, and why I stopped the weekly uploads, one reason is because there are videos that I want to make and stories I want to tell and things I want to do that I can't execute on in a week. And with all of the things that I'm doing for fun and to eat and make money and live, it's just it was too much to put something up every week, maybe that I was less proud of than something that I feel would grow my skill sets and feed me as an artist. But I like can't reliably do in a week without pulling a bunch of all-nighters, which is unsustainable every week. So yeah, and I've been definitely chafing against like my perfectionism, and wanting to do things at a level of quality that I just can't fulfill on every week, with like what my life currently looks like. And there may be a day where I have a life that looks like a Casey Neistat, where it's my job to produce content every day, and that would be lovely. And that's not my life right now, and that's okay. As much as I might rail against it at certain points. So yeah, so I think the idea of Self-Care Sunday is I've been thinking about doing like weekly live streaming instead of a weekly edited video, as a way to continue to like connect with you, as a way to continue to kind of get clarity for myself about like what the hell I'm doing. Because I discover things by thinking out loud, by talking out loud, by listening to other people and sort of interacting. I don't do well when I'm just in my head, which I had been for a while, sort of in November and sort of like through December. And there was like a turning point. But I know this is going to be all over the place. This is why it kills me to make a video every single week, is because the editing just takes up so much time to like focus things. So this is going to be rougher. This is going to be unfocused, and I can't do anything about it. And that's kind of what I love. I hate, but I love about live streaming. And it feels more sustainable. I may not keep these videos live on my channel. And that's going to be something that I want to work out with you. If you think that these are worth keeping live, I'll listen. I may change my mind and take them down. And like, if people ask, I'll probably send them an unlisted link if I do take them down, because I don't want to like... Anyway, you get the idea. And yeah, so like a little bit about this is going to be a variety act of just like whatever the hell I want to do on Sunday. Like I was thinking I might work on something, and I just like added a shop feature to my desk. I don't know if you can see that crazy Vice thing. So yeah, so like maybe we'll build some stuff later. But yeah, okay, where are we? I'm just checking in the chat. Oh man, I love that you guys are into this. I'm sorry you have to go, Azure H. You're probably gone already, but thanks for stopping by. Maybe next week. So yeah, I am excited to talk about self-care strategies. I'm excited to talk about creativity. I'm excited to talk about everything that I'm up to and some things that you don't necessarily see week to week. And I might want to have some people on as guests. That's a thing. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yeah, so before we get into anything else, there are a couple updates that I've been wanting to share. So let's go into that. Okay. Yeah. All right, so wow, so much has happened. And this is from January. This is like nuts. Number one, thank you guys so much. Everybody who said hi and checked in and like asked if I'm okay, because I stopped uploading. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Like every time I hear from you guys, and like we get a lot of emails to the Wolf359 account, and I get some stuff to my personal thing, and it's just like great to know that it makes a difference, and that you guys like get something out of what we're putting out, because it feels a lot like talking into the void sometimes, and so that's really nice. So I love you guys, and we at Wolf359 love you guys. So thank you for all of that. That's really great. Number two, I wanted to shout out Laura Zulf is the YouTube handle. I'm gonna put things in the notes below, and I should make a note of that. I'm just gonna keep a pad of paper handy, because otherwise I will forget. Let's make sure we put Laura in the... so Laura is an amazing Australian YouTuber who won my 1,000 subscriber giveaway that we did last year, where the idea was we will work for 1 month with weekly calls on a creative project. And she wanted to build her YouTube channel, and I don't know anything about that, so I thought, no. I thought that would be a lot of fun. It was like one of those, like, a lot of people applied with like audio dramas and all these things, and it was really hard to sort of pick somebody, and so I got one of those like random button thingies, and yeah, it was really fun to work with Laura, and she has a video up on her channel that is awesome, and when this is done, I'll have to link it wherever. But yeah, it was really cool to talk with somebody on the other side of the planet who I otherwise would have never met, and just like sort of discover what she wants to do with her channel and what she's thinking about, and so yeah. So Laura, if you're watching this, such a pleasure to work with you, and I just wish you the best of success with your channel. I know your weekly plan sort of derailed. I know about that. Don't make any of that wrong. And yeah, one of the ideas that I wanted to share with y'all, and maybe I'll make a video about this one day, is this idea of failing up, which is like, I think we have an unhealthy relationship with failure. This is like dramatic time. I think we have an unhealthy relationship with failure in our culture. And I think that, if you look at it through a certain lens, success is, and like, I think you can define success however the hell you want, and whatever you define that is, I think success and getting to whatever that is correlated to your ability to, and your capacity to be with failure. And I think so long as you're like, and there's nothing wrong with failure. Just because I fail in life doesn't make me a failure. Just because you have failed at something doesn't make you a failure. It's just that action didn't produce the result. It has nothing to do with you as a person, or right? I don't know if that is clear, but I think that there's a really healthy view of failure to look at it as learning, right? Because like the more mistakes that I've made, the more things that I've been able to accomplish that I wouldn't have previously done. It's sort of like when you lift weights and you like are technically tearing your muscle, you're breaking the thing that you want to build, and it actually leads to growth. So that was one of the ideas that we came up with while we were talking in the Creative Kickstart in December, was this idea of failing up, where you can measure your sort of ask yourself like, I set this goal to get a video done this week and I didn't do it. It's like, okay, you didn't meet that goal. Did you, like, how much did you accomplish? Okay, you got half of it done. Like, when was the last time you got that much done? Oh, it never? That's not a failure. I mean, that's maybe a failure to your expectation, but if you think about it, it's a success. It's just like you're failing up. You're failing to a higher level of achievement than I think you understand. So anyways, that's a little tidbit of what we got done. So that was the Creative Kickstart, and Laura, you were the best to work with. Check out her channel for sure. Subscribe. Yeah, just like really great insight into filmmaking and into comedy and into, yeah, she's doing cool stuff. So yeah, that was number 2. I think we have like 6 or 7 of these. I might take a break from this and move on. Oh, I'm not prepared for this because I was going to edit this in. So I will save this for another time. But I want to shout out my Wolf 359 Secret Santa. It was amazing. It was original music, like a score. So cool. Stay tuned for next week. Let me remember to do that next week. Wolf 359 Secret Santa. Secret Santa in April, May, March. God, this is what happens when you fall off, man. Just huge backlog. Oh, hey. I'm sorry you gotta go, James, but thank you for coming. I promise I'll leave this up for the next 3 days. We'll see what happens after that. I guess one of the things I'm self-conscious about with this is like, I'm such a perfectionist with my videos that like, I feel like something rougher and rawer like this shouldn't live next to something that I put like 20, 30 hours into. Because somebody might get the wrong impression about me as a filmmaker, which is like so self-conscious and like, oh. But I also, this is parental advisory warning. I may swear. I cannot be held responsible for being live. I try to edit out and keep my stuff TV teen on this channel, but yeah, I'm sorry. But in advance. So yeah, so I guess I'm self-conscious about like live stuff living next to edited stuff, and I know YouTube is introducing this new feature called Community, which is rolled out to a couple channels where like there's another feed that you can put non-video content or private links and stuff like that. So I don't know. Please like let me know in the comments and stuff. I can't. Ugh. I hate that I'm gonna lose this chat and I can't look at the chat at the same time because there's. Anyway, if somebody can record the chat and send it to me, even as screenshots or something, that'd be flipping awesome. You can always email me at youtube@uplift.is. That's youtube@uplift.is. What's next? Okay, so we're gonna do Secret Santa next time. Oh, right. There's a Patreon creator who reached out to me. I'm gonna butcher your pronunciation of your name because I'm sorry, I never heard it before. But Gene Hodges, Gene Hodge. 1 second. Let's. This is a thing that we can do. Wow, there are 46 people here right now. That's so cool. Oh, you guys are awesome. Oh man. All right. I have, so like one of the things about doing Wolf 359 and doing Patreon for the years, I feel like I've gotten a lot better at live streaming so that we can do this magic. Did that work? I don't know if that worked. 1 second. I got to bring you over here now. Oh boy. I got to not, whoa. My room is like a booby trap right now. There's like stuff on every desk. It's just a mess. All right. Okay, so now we have the picture-in-picture going. So I can come over here and be like, what up? Patreon. So yeah, I wanted to shout out, I think, yes, Gene M. Hodges. Can you see that? Yes, you can see that. So yeah, Gene reached out to me. Oh, yeah. So I'll take you to Laura's channel because like we should obviously do that. So Gene shouted me out on Twitter. She was raising money for being in school, going to college for writing. She writes poetry and fiction, and is just an awesome creator. And they work that out, her and her family. But yeah, I saw that she had a Patreon, and you know, I thought it would be cool to let y'all know. And it's like pretty cool that she does that, and I think that it's important to feature creators in this moment of our like world, especially in America. I think women and women of color should be like totally featured and celebrated. And yeah, I want to become a patron. So let's become a patron. I hope that you guys can't see my billing information because that would be interesting. But I think I can do that without this. Paying, let's see. Tax season's coming up, so I can't push it. But I think I can commit to doing $3 a month right now. Yeah. Ooh, I want to add a different thing. Oh God. Yeah. How do I? 1 second. Here's what we do. Haha. Now you can't see. All right. So yeah. So you know, consider supporting Jean because she's pretty cool. And Badoom. All right, confirm and oh crap. Well, it's fine. It worked, but I just put it on the wrong credit card. Sorry, Gabrielle. This is the problem of sharing a Patreon. Second, let me just give Gabrielle a heads up. Whoops. But yeah, that was fun. Okay, so now let's go back to let's go back to YouTube for a hot sec, so I can show you Maya Zulf. Boom. Yeah, look at this. Quick look at Shaun of the Dead foreshadowing. So this is the video that we worked on for 4 weeks. She had a couple others she was working on, but this is the one that she finished, and her sibling helped her with the art, and it's super cool, and you should totally check it out. I know you can't hear the audio right now, but don't worry about it. Yeah, go check it out. It's great. All right. Sorry about this, Gabrielle. I just backed a Patreon and accidentally used your card. Will reimburse. My bad. All right. LOL. Okay, what are we doing now? Whoa! Cool. Oh man, this is great. This is awesome. I'm just taking a look at the chat. This is so fun. I should draw. Oh, you're saying somebody else should draw me. That's pretty cool. That's crazy. Oh, maybe a second channel for these. You know, I have mixed feelings. I did like a boot camp over the summer about YouTube stuff, and they said you shouldn't start a second channel until you've got like 1 billion things. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Let's move on. All right, so that was fun. Right, so number 5 was basically the like, I'm sick and tired of sacrificing. 1 second, I'll come back big. I'm sick and tired of sacrificing quality and artistic integrity for just arbitrarily uploading a video every week. So you can no longer expect that. At some point I will update my stupid graphics on my stupid social media because it takes so much stupid time, but it won't say the whole like weekly videos unless I keep doing live streams. But I think it's just going to be like videos, maybe new videos every month, because that I intend to do. And yeah, you know, I think one of the things that I'd like to do on this stream that you'll tell me if it's interesting is edit some of the videos that I'm working on that will be like things that will take me a month or so to make, because I'd love to show you my process and get your feedback in real time, because you can tell me if I'm overthinking a cut and then sort of see my thinking process. I don't know. Could be fun. I'm working on finishing up some political videos with Lauren Shippen, like how to call your reps and how to call your reps with social anxiety and how to distinguish fake news, and those might be fun for you to watch alongside while I work on. But yeah, you let me know if you think that like a live stream a week feels good and you like this. Certainly easy for me, and it's a lot of fun, and it's really cool to like see this. If anyone has advice on how to, so this is Thea Sinclair in the chat. Anybody have advice on how to start or sustain a story audio drama? Pass it along. I got something for you, Thea. And unfortunately, it's, I don't know. I think it's fortunate, but I think that I might have thought it was unfortunate and been angry if I had heard this, and maybe you'll see why. So one thing that I've been looking at, I was in a coaching program all last year. And one of the things that we looked at in that program that really helped me see clearly why certain projects in my life are working really well and why some are maybe stuck. And it's a question of membership. what's membership? So imagine any project, anything that you want to do, anything that you're thinking about creating is a possibility. And like this applies broadly. Like a possibility could be like you're like wanting to start a relationship with somebody, or it's you want to start a podcast. Doesn't matter. You have a possibility. How do you make it real? One thing you can look at is the membership around that. So what is membership? If you think about like, being in a relationship, if you have feelings about somebody and you're like, I want to date this person, like, I want this person to be my person, or, whatever, that's a possibility, right? At that moment, when you have that thought, how many members are there of that possibility? How many people are participating with you in that conversation? Nobody, just you, right? And so, but then you tell somebody, I got a crush on X. Or like, it's like, I want to make an audio drama. It's like, when I have that idea, I am the only member until I share it with somebody. And there's different levels of membership. There's passive membership, committed membership, and I don't think there's like a right answer. You got to use common sense to be like, right, there are people who are like just excited for you, people who maybe aren't, are too busy to hear it, or people who are like, I want to work on that with you, sort of around the project side, not necessarily the relationship side. And it can really like spiral out and get really big. From the relationship side, like if you end up like having a wedding, like whoever sees the like notification or like the write-up in your local paper, like they are technically members of your possibility, and that increases the reality of it. And with an audio drama, it's like, I think for me, why Wolf 359? Like when I heard all this, I immediately mapped two projects, one that sort of has paused and one that's like gangbusters, Uplift and Wolf 359. And I think Wolf 359 has taken off the way that it has because the membership is so strong. Like the team, like Gabrielle, I like working with somebody who's as or more committed than I am to see it happen, makes it happen. And I cultivate my partnership with Gabrielle in a way that I haven't necessarily cultivated partnerships around Uplift, where that's mostly just me and people who can kind of help out, but there's nobody who's like as on the line for it as I am. And so I would just look at Thea, like, who are your members in this? And that could be as like sort of distant as your parents or like, your friends or people who just like are excited to hear about your progress, that you can share about your goals and kind of they can loosely hold you accountable, to people who are as hungry as you are, that people get to hear this thing, or, that they get to stretch various muscles. And I know, like, if I heard that advice before I had found Gabrielle, I would have been mad, because I'd be like, screw you. Like, of course I could, like, do a great, awesome thing regularly if I had other people working on it, but I can't pay them. How is that ever going to happen? And, I hear you. And, like, screw me, that's bad advice, and it's annoying. What I will say is, like, I think the single biggest leverage point in realizing possibilities without losing your mind is just talking about it and talking as much as possible about things without necessarily like harping on it. Like you got to check in. I'm definitely guilty of not checking in with my audience and seeing if people are interested. Like I'd talk my parents' ears off in high school until like 1 a.m. if they let me. My dad usually would shut me up, but my mom was amazing and just like listened. But I digress. Long story short, just like sharing your interest in these things, engaging other people's interests, and signing people up to take on responsibility in what they'd be excited in developing muscle in. So if you want to act, finding people who really want to write, and sort of, I think that this is maybe less tactical than like make sure that you write on Monday mornings or, but I think that for me, it's been more useful to think in those like bigger design questions than getting nitty gritty, because everybody's different and works differently. So I need to talk to you more to give you more sort of like tactical advice. But yeah, I don't know if that's useful. It was fun to talk about though. Yeah. Right. Like I see you chatting. I don't know what the delay on the chat is, but it looks like you love to write, but you suck. Well, one, if you love to write, just start writing and keep writing and you will get better. there's a great quote from Ira Glass about that. Ira Glass quote, gap. He talks about closing the gap in creativity. It's so great. Yeah, I highly recommend this quote of just like, nobody tells people who start out, and I really wish somebody had shared this, that if you want to do creative work, you know, it's like we get into it because we have great taste, but there's a gap between what we're able to produce and the taste that we have that got us in the game. And it's really frustrating to suck at something when you know it sucks and to keep doing it. But that's all there is to do, is just push through. And it's really helpful to have people in the trenches with you. And I happen to have gotten lucky with Gabrielle and Sarah, who are just so much smarter than I am as storytellers, and I'm just like absorbing that like a sponge. But yeah, that's that. All right, let's see. Where are we at? Oh, right. Second. So many things happening all at the same time. So I had a couple things that I wanted to like update you guys about and ask you about. A couple of them involve like, I have some series in the works. Like one of the things, like as I've wanted to stop doing weekly uploads, at the moment, I wanted to start producing series that will air weekly and like have series on my channel. One of them would be Boss Gal, which I have one episode up somewhere on my channel, with a good friend of mine who started Art Girl Army. And so yeah, I'd love to feature women like my friend Sydney, who are up to extraordinary things. And so yeah, so I am looking for a producer on that. I am looking for editors. I have some people in my personal network, but if you're somebody who's looking for work in that area, let me know. YouTube at uplift.is. Yeah. So that's a thing that I'm thinking about, looking to work on. So yeah. I'm also gearing up to do a new experiment. So with that membership thing, I was thinking about that distinction. I was thinking about Project Uplift. And I hate picking up the phone and calling people out of the blue and being like, hey, can I talk to the person who talks to the person, and like, maybe you'll pay me. I don't love that as much as like somebody emailing me, hey, I've heard about your thing and I'd love to work with you. I'm like, oh, that's great. Of course I feel that way, right? And I've been thinking about how to create more opportunities like that with Project Uplift. And one of the things, it's impossible. It's so challenging to set up the current tower. It's a 15-foot tower. If you don't know what Project Uplift is, go to uplift.is. Hell, we can do it now. We can do it live. So yeah, Project Uplift, just really quickly, if you don't know what this is a insane mental health awareness campaign that I started in 2012. And basically, so you see this guy's wearing a headset. That's me with short ass hair in Union Square. So yeah, all these people are wearing headsets that are reading their brainwaves, and when they relax to the like measured amount, they can levitate this globe with their mind. And you'll see that in a sec. And it's really exciting. It gamifies stress reduction. It reduces stigma around mental health, because we all have mental health. And yeah, it's just, you know, it's one of those things where I dealt with stress, anxiety, and depression in college, and I wish I had something like this to show me that it's okay to go talk to somebody. It's okay to learn how to meditate, because it actually is real and has a real impact and can make you feel amazing. And by lifting yourself up inside, you can literally lift up the world. The problem is that I can't do this without a ton of help. It takes at least 3 people and at least, if not a truck, at least a very large minivan to cart this thing around. It's very heavy and cumbersome. And so I've wanted to build a smaller scale version. And so I'm working on one that fits in a trash can, like one of those like, let's see, like industrial trash can. One of the ones with giant wheels on it. sort of like this. Let's see. So that the idea is I can roll it around New York City without any help. Yeah, something like this, but round. And so, yeah, one of my friends was like, that's dumb. It looks stupid in a trash can. And my roommate, who's a saint, was like, it's a feature. Because guess what? People get to lift the world out of the trash. I'm like, oh my God, that's so timely because of this flaming garbage fire that is our political reality. And so, yeah, so I'm super stoked about it. We're going to be retrofitting the whole thing, like basically just downscaling the tower so I can do it in locations around New York City. So one, if you are interested in doing events around New York City, you let me know. And we'll set it up because I'm going to be doing everywhere. They changed permitting in New York. It used to be like $10,000 to do something in Times Square, but you can do political demonstrations for $20. $20 for the cost of the application. So I'm going to be hitting up some crazy places this summer, and I'd love for you to come with me. I don't have a date set yet, but stay tuned and hit me up if you're interested, because I could use some help, and yeah, and that'd be fun. And I'm also looking at the fall for anybody who's in school. I want to take this thing on the road. I want to speak at colleges. I want to work with communities that are like excited about making a difference for themselves and for the world. And yeah, come at me, bro. Let's see. Yeah, that's the updates. All right, cool. Is this feeling long? Is this good? You guys enjoying this? This is awesome. There's like 54 of you guys here. This is so cool. I'm self-conscious that I instinctively say guys, because that's, you know, I was just on set yesterday. If you follow my Instagram stories, Zach Valenti on Instagram, I was on set helping out a new friend, Lindsay Amer, who makes queer kid stuff on YouTube, which is so dope. It's basically Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, but queer. She's awesome. It was awesome to be on set. And yeah. Oh, I see Gina Root. How can college students, broke young people help out? So, ability to do things is quite limited. Maybe. If you're in a college, I have worked with people to create budgets with student activity budgets to bring me to campus and to do stuff. And I'd be happy to work with you to do that. There are some really clear steps and usually set people in various roles that you can talk to, that you can create a conversation that we could be on the phone together. Like, the possibilities are literally endless. So if you want to do something together, just reach out and we'll figure out what works. And I'll be honest with you if it doesn't seem like a good fit now, but I'll ask you to follow up later, because like, and like put you on a list of like action groups of like if there's something local or something, right? Like, just reach out. We'll figure it out. Yeah, queer Mr. Rogers sounds pretty cool, right? Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Yeah. So when I say guys, just hear it as people, because that's what I mean. And I say folks as often as I can because it's great. So yeah, queer kid stuff is the best. You should check it out because it's awesome. I got to puppeteer Teddy. I'm not going to be his voice because she's already they are already cast as a human voice. But I'm thinking I might want to up their puppet budget and be a puppet on their show full time. So yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. Cool. Man, then I just have this like enormous laundry list of things here. I don't know if you can see that. Make it big. Where's the big? Boom. Yeah, so it's like Anna from the Bright Sessions, which is an amazing podcast you should totally check out, raised $20,000 for Planned Parenthood by dancing for like live on Facebook, which was so cool. I got a cat. I have Tiffany. She's sick and upstairs right now. And I'll do a Tiffy update in a moment. But yeah, I got a cat. got back into improv. I have a show this coming Tuesday in New York City, 6:30 p.m. I'll put the link below. Let me make a note. Improv link. That's in the Lower East Side at UCB this coming Tuesday night. That should be fun. It's going to be awful, but it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. Fun class. Started meditating again, stopped meditating, started meditating, stopped meditating. What else is new? I survived 2016. That was a thing. Ooh, I built the desk that we're on right now. Oof, how can I show this? So, whoa. Yikes. I almost dropped my brainwave sensing headset. Maybe we'll use that sometime. Maybe not this week. I feel like you're gonna hold me accountable. I haven't been running. It got too cold, but I need to start getting back out there because I have a half marathon coming up and I don't want to break myself. So yeah, I got to train. So I need to stop in 30 minutes to do that. Cool. Okay. So yeah, this desk you can see is like made out of plywood. Yeah, I built that shit. I work part-time at a startup. I used to be there full-time at 1 month. If you watch the vlog, you'll have seen footage there. And I love 1 month. And one of the things that I loved about it was when we had leftover bits, I could take them home. And I ordered the cheapest standing desk I could get online that like raises and lowers. It's so sweet. But the desktop was like a cheap composite wood, and it kept coming busted in the corner. And so we ended up with like 3 extra giant desktops. So I took one home, put it here, and the problem with the crappy particle board was it was sagging under the weight. Like it was like a U shape, and I just can't afford for this thing to come crashing down because I don't have the money to replace any of this stuff that it's taken me like over a decade to collect. And so yeah, I on New Year's Eve day went to the Oriental Lumber Supply Company in Brooklyn and like went and got 2 giant sheets of plywood and a circular saw, and I have footage of that. Ooh, maybe I can show you the footage. Dun 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 dun. This is fun. So for anybody who's watched the vlog, you're gonna get a backseat inside look at how that happens. And this is one of the reasons why I'm thinking about starting a talk podcast, which I'll talk about in a moment. That's right, a show that's not Wolf 359. Thinking about doing something new. All right. Right. I have this new app that like, has like a bunch of key commands that you can customize. So this is the vlog folder. It's inside my giant hard drive called Fluffy. I name most of my hard drives after somewhere I have Crookshanks. There's Crookshanks. It's orange, like Crookshanks. Harry Potter animals are my drives. So this is the folder where I put all the video footage that I record from every month and day. So it's organized by day, by month, by year, then by month, and then by day. Yes, it is overwhelming.af. So this is interesting. What am I doing here? You're right, I'm showing you footage of, what was I talking about? Not the cat, something else. Yeah, totally nerd. Mathilde? Anyway. Yeah, them some folders, faux show. Oh, the desk! Right! So I can just go right into the 31st and be like, yeah, this is what I did. And I think it's like... whoa. I don't know what's going on here. This is like some work stuff. Yeah, this is so much easier than editing, man. Looks like I got some sweet stuff. I don't know what I was... This is like... Oh! This was fixing Gabrielle's thing. Is this? No, this is January. Wrong month. Sorry about that. Right, so 12/31. Awesome, right. So this is this is me in my living room, totally destroying the apartment, pissing the hell out of my cat, with just two folding tables as as sawhorses. Yeah, just insane. It's just so really don't do this at home. Do not do as I say, not as I do in this respect. Also, cover every couch with a moving blanket, not just that one couch, because the dust is everywhere. It goes everywhere, into everything, forever. Yeah, this is me trying to clean up and vacuum. But yeah, so like I just like made a desk, and I'm sitting at it now. And since then, I've made. Ooh, one sec. Stay there. Don't go anywhere. One sec. Yep. I made these coffee tables. I got two of them. I copied my parents have one. That's the same thing. And you can use them as benches, which is nice. So yeah, I've been like really bit by the like handiness bug. And building stuff has been a lot of fun. So that's why I got this Vicey guy. My roommate and I are building teleprompters now so that we can do, there's this, making such a mess. One second, I'll move my face so you can see this insanity. Look at this madness right in my living room. Tiffy was so mad. Oh man, it's so stupid. Yeah, well, I really, I needed the new desk because my old one was falling apart, and it felt like a good way to start the new year, like a good solid foundation. So yeah, just so much fun. So I'm building a teleprompter with my roommate now because of I'm inspired by this documentarian named Errol Morris, who does these interviews where it's really arresting. I'll pull up an example in a sec, but I'll just explain it first so I remember what the hell I'm talking about. So Errol Morris is this incredible documentarian where it's like his footage looks like he'll interview people and they'll be incredibly personal and they're staring right into the lens. So you're making eye contact with them while they're talking. Which, how do you do that? Because like most people I film, they feel super uncomfortable looking into a lens because they don't do it normally. And I get that. I took me some adjusting to get used to it. And so the answer is they're not looking into the lens. They're looking at his face. So how is that happening? How are they looking both into the lens and in his face? He's using a teleprompter. A teleprompter, if you don't know, is like a little angled piece of glass that reflects information. So like when somebody on TV is like newscasters are reading the news, they're looking into the camera, reading the news on the teleprompter, and the text is slowly going up while they are looking into the camera, and it's projected. I'll show you an example. I'll pull that up. And so, yeah, I love this idea of, for Boss Gal, I want the interviews to be shot this way, where it has the intimacy of looking straight into the camera because we're using teleprompters in this way. Errol Morris? I'm terrible with spelling. Let's see. Well, Errol Morris teleprompter. So it's just a really cool setup that Fastco featured, that the Interatron. Right, so you can see this setup over here. Right, so like both people are looking into these teleprompters and it gives you the effect of making eye contact. And you can see it here. Like I think this gives you a good example. So he's looking, this is a little overproduced. Oy. Anyway, long story short, we're building this teleprompter and it's super exciting. I got the glass for it. It costs a fraction of what it costs to get from B&H. It's like $400 per teleprompter, and I think we can do it for a lot less using like wood. So yeah, I was thinking maybe we could try cutting through this with one of my new tools in a minute. I did say 3:30. All right, if we're gonna do it, we should do it now. Hell yeah, let's do it. Why not? What else do I have to say here? Oh yeah, I got cast in a new audio drama. So yeah, we'll get back to that because that's cool. I'll go big, but I'll pull up the new audio drama. 1 second. With the Procyon Network podcast network. Wow, there's so many Procyons. Bum 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 bum. I got this app that tries to tell me to hydrate, and I like lost the bottle. There was like a water bottle that would like measure how much you drank during the day. And like their notifications are broken. Like they go off like every 10 minutes. So I'm like, I gotta hydrate. So cheers. Oh man. Let's go split screen. Boom. All right, Procyon. There's an amazing network of podcasters. They've got some really exciting shows. I'm working with Margaret Clark and Phoebe Siders. We're working on a show called Under Pressure. It's coming soon. I'm not in the first couple episodes, but I am in it eventually, and I have an Australian accent, and I hope it doesn't suck. My accent. I know the show's going to be great, but I'm really critical of my accents, and I don't want to do another Hilbert thing where the voice changes drastically, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, very exciting. Yes, Rhinoceros Rex. You're right. They emphasize race, gender, and LGBTQ diversity, and that is one of the things that makes me proud to work with them. And right now, they have a Kickstarter that is in the process of being completed. Procyon Podcast. That's right. I do have a Chrome extension that shows me my age counting up. I think it's great. I think it's called Motivation. It reminds me that time is the last and most important currency, and everything else is BS. And, yeah. Whoa! Whoa! I didn't know it got funded! That's so awesome! Well, I'm sure there are amazing stretch goals and things. Wow! That's so exciting. There are 4 days to go, so if you want to hear new different stories, you know what to do. Yeah, look at this professional .af video they have. Yeah, this is great. Awesome. So we talked about that. So yeah, I guess, why don't I start setting this up, and if we run a little bit past 3:30, I won't die. But I should definitely tune out before 4 so I can get a run in before improv class tonight. I got my last class. We got an improv show on Tuesday. Would love to see you there in New York City, Tuesday evening for that. Let's see. I'm thinking. Right, so the podcast experiment that I'm thinking is I turn 27 on April 9th. I'm 26. I just found out from my doctor that I'm starting to go bald. I'm losing my hair. And I've come to terms with that. I was really upset when I first heard about it, and it reminded me that I'm going to die one day. And that's okay, because, you know, it's what makes us human. It's part of it. It's part of the whole enchilada, part of the deal. And I say that because I've been thinking about what my purpose on in this life is, and what I want to do. And I think there's a certain amount of growth and development and discovery that is yet to happen yet. And I think that I'm very inspired by Casey Neistat and his daily vlog. And I tried to do it. It's like that totally inspired me to daily vlog last year around New Year's. Whoa, that's one broken ass website. Anyway, let's go to his YouTube channel. So yeah, I did daily vlog for like 7 days at the beginning of last year, 8 days, and I burnt out. It was just too much to keep up with my job and all the things. Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited about never having to worry about my hair, Wheeler. Like, somebody in the chat's like, being bald means never having to worry about that. I'm like, yeah, man, like, it'll be interesting. And I'll rock this for as long as it looks. Yeah, I don't really care, honestly. I care, but it's like, what are you going to do? Yeah, like Bruce Willis does all right. I was like, oh no, I can't be on YouTube bald. Whatever will they think? And it's like, they'll think whatever they think. And like, what are you not going to live your life? Yeah. All right. So I was inspired by Casey to daily vlog. I tried daily vlogging. It's not for me right now, but I think the daily format's interesting. And I was thinking about what could I do if I had a daily podcast? I don't know. I think it might be too much, but I also think that it might be great. And so I have this idea, because one of my problems in life that's also a benefit, but also a problem, but also a benefit, but also a problem, is focus. I was diagnosed ADD at a young age. I constantly struggle with, like, what am I doing? What should I be focused on? I think this is a very good living document evidence of that. And yeah, and so, like, here we are in 2017, and I really want to make it count. And so I was thinking that in honor of my 27th birthday, I would give myself the gift of a daily deadline for 30 days for a show. I'm about to swear, so if you're not comfortable hearing curse words, you should cover your ears. I won't swear. I'll pull up the site. Yeah. Just focused.af is the website. And if you want to hear me curse, you can go listen to the promo. I'm really uncomfortable sharing this because I wasn't quite committed to doing this, and I don't know what it's going to be, and I can't promise it's going to be good. In fact, if I promise anything, I can promise it's going to be terrible and probably a lot of fun to mess up, and hopefully a whole lot of failing up. But yeah. Right, like, I think worst case, so Eloise W in the chat has a great idea, which is like random clips recorded every day that are edited into an episode every week. Right, that's also a possibility. I was thinking we could also do it every day. That is one of the many reasons. So Lindsay Thompson's like, oh my God, that's why you kept saying .af. I say .af to pretty much everything because I think it's hilarious. And I also found out that Afghanistan has a .af. Like, just like the jokes that I make with Gabrielle and Sarah are like everything .something, and like not just .af, but like .club. Like, and I also have an addiction to buying domain names. If anybody wants to do anything with thefuture.club, please let me know, because maybe that'll be a giveaway contest, because I don't know what to do with that, and I would love to do something with that because I pay for it. Yeah. I'm not sure what the hell this is going to be, but it will absolutely include interviews with my grandma, who is an amazing, almost 90-year-old lady who lives on the Upper West Side, who was once rated New York's #1, that's the best art lecturer in the city. I don't think that she gives a damn about talking about art anymore, because I think that there's a million other things she wanted to do. And last weekend we got together and we started talking about, I asked her, look, Grandma, I'm told that I'm going to regret the things that I didn't do more than the things that I did do. So how, like, I've heard that. Do you think that's true? And she's like, yes, that's true. That's true. I regret all the things I didn't do. And we started talking about it. It's like, wow, like, she kind of got talked into getting married younger than she would have liked, and gave up a full free ride to art college, which would have, like, transformed her life. And, like, that would have been amazing, and she totally should have done that. But on the other hand, like, I wouldn't exist if she had done that, because like she never would have had my parents, and like boom, like no Zach. So that, you know, existentially, it's like interesting to have that conversation with her. And you know, I don't think I got a solid answer at the end of the conversation, so I want to keep asking about, like, if you're going to regret the things you didn't do, but you want to do a lot of things, how on earth are you not going to regret more things than not? Because you'll always have more things you didn't do than you did do. So, like, anyway, so this is Self-Care Sunday, is like, fucking, excuse me. This is Self-Care Sunday, is just looking at these things and looking at them together and not having so much pressure to come up with an answer. Because I honestly, I think if there's anything that I've really been saying as a mantra, as a mantra, I just got a text from Margaret Clark. Hey, Margaret, welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming. Yeah. I think that it's more important to come away with better questions than it is to find any one particular answer. And with that, let's use some power tools. Okay. So this is the latest and greatest dangerous thing that I own. It's called a Dremel Sawmax, and it's not exactly what I wanted, but it's pretty good, and it's what they had in stock. I think we'll be able to cut through this piece of wood in 2 cuts, so that's going to be interesting. And I'm going to get some blankets to cover this equipment because I don't want to fudge it up. And before we move too far away from focused.af, which is not, the real name is the curse word. Focused is, you know what. This is the Casey Neistat vlogging rig of podcasting. I found this used mic on eBay. Can you believe? Mint condition, $80. It retails at like, I don't know, $135 plus tax. So like, I got it at like half price, and it's like brand spanking new, and it's like a vintage mic, like great weight. And then I found this little recorder that just like pops on the bottom, because I was gonna do this like whole rig. I have this other recorder that is not in the room right now, but basically I have this other recorder that takes XLR input that just takes like 5 minutes to boot up, and you're gonna miss the shot or whatever, the audio equivalent. So yeah, so I got this, and I found this little bad boy that like clips onto a table. Yikes. So it clips onto the table, and then it clips onto the mic. Whoa. And boom, you're recording. So I can get 2 of these going, and just turn my grandma's kitchen into a podcasting studio and get some great stories with her. Really anywhere. Like, I was at breakfast this morning with my friend Maddie, and we got to like record a little tape. So yeah. So we'll see. I don't know how all these hours of audio are gonna make it into. Anyway, it should be fun. Cool. Without further ado, let's set up a new shot. Ooh, just because while we're here, see this crazy keyboard? Nobody can use my computer but me. Not because I won't let them, but because it's like a World War II fighter jet that nobody can fly. Ooh, except the Red Baron. All right. Maybe we want a wider shot than that. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Oy, I gotta plug this phone in before it dies. So many things all at once. All right, that's looking kind of okay. Guys, if this actually works out, like if we really enjoy doing these live streams, there's so many possibilities. Like, I could get multiple cameras and like switch rooms. Like, there's so much. I love live streaming for that. It's so exciting. how much hasn't been done yet. All right, so let's focus that sucker. I think that looks good. All right. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Interesting. Let's see. How are we going to do this? So the trick here is we've got to take out this bit. So this is, we're building a teleprompter, and this is for a teleprompter, right? So basically, this is going to be like the column that comes out of my tripod. Hell, I don't think I need to make this cut. I think I can just cut across, and that'll be fine. It'll be a little heavier than I need, but I think that making this is going to make more work for myself. So basically, this sits on the stand. Then there's going to be a plate that comes out of here and holds a TV screen. We got it on Alibaba for like 50 bucks, 10-inch screen. So it's like we'll have a dedicated monitor that will project somebody's face. And then this is where the mirror gets mounted at a 45-degree angle. And then this is where the camera goes. So there's like kind of 3 levels. So that's this thing. Oh yeah, I got some personal protective gear. We're not crazy. So we want to cut just through that. So I think it's going to make sense to do it like this. Yeah. We had to decide last night. My roommate and I were the people closing out Home Depot in Brooklyn. And the sales guy was super nice and got a real kick out of us being insane, deciding between the light duty and the heavy duty vise. And I'm glad we got the heavy duty one because it's so much more of what we need. All right. Cool. I'm going to go get a thing to cover up the screen so I don't totally destroy my things. And some protective eye gear because be safe. Okie dokie. 1 second. Not destroy the world. Oh boy. Alright. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Alrighty. Like how that looks. Alright. Protective eye gear. Always good to have around. Alright. What else? Alright, from Margaret Clark. Fun fact, I once won a knife from a guy with 3 fingers. Don't make me steal your knife, Zach. I have too many already. Yeah, I'm gonna be very careful with this. Don't you worry. Alrighty. This should be interesting. So this thing's a little bit loud. And we want to brace it so that the cut is straight. I think we want to come at it from this side. All right, so take it out a little bit. You guys let me know if this is boring, because I can always do this on my own time. I just thought it might be a fun thing to stream. It's like, what would I watch in a stream? Bum, 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 bum. All right. That's pretty good. And then we want something as a straight edge. Right. Something like this. So that we can just clamp that down. So like if that's where we want the cut, woof. That's a little too high. Interessante. This is particle board for the TV tray. That could work. It's a little bit high. It's a little bit high. Whoa! Got this painting that's just been sitting here. I'm like still not totally moved into my apartment. I think anybody in New York might understand how that can be the case. Alright, so it's like cool. That'll do it. Alright, so I got a clamp. Clamp. So these are all clamps that I have because of Project Uplift. In order to get the tower to sit properly when you're setting it up, it helps to have these sorts of tools handy. That's not going to work. That's a terrible idea. All right. I think I have a better idea. Yeah, we're going to come at it from this side. That's exactly what we're going to do. I can imagine this is kind of boring. All right, so we need a permanent marker. Nice. Yeah, I love building things. I find it to be therapeutic. I didn't really get in touch with this side of myself until after I graduated from college. And I'm really glad that I did, because it's very much a self-expression. How is this gonna work? I think maybe like... Nice. Cool. All right. that is not entirely secure, so we want to get the other clamp. There we go. All right. Well, here goes nothing. Cool. All right, so you can see, maybe you can't see. Wow, that is just in the way. Yeah. Can you see? So it's like, it's like a little hole now. Oh yeah, I gotta go run soon. That's gotta happen. Wow, you guys are great. Thank you, Rashu Rao. I'm gonna make this last cut, and then I'm gonna cut this video. We're gonna make it through the wood, and then I'm gonna go run. Bum bum bum, ba-dum bum, ba-da-dum, ba-dum bum bum. I love whistling. I do it almost unconsciously at this point. Something that I've... these two teeth are implants. And so when I was growing up, I like had a gap. So I learned to whistle like this. And it drove my teachers insane because they were like, where is that coming from? I didn't do that much. But yeah, so it's just like, it's my favorite instrument because it's completely intuitive. I have no idea what scale or music I'm playing, but I can reproduce the sound that's in my head really quickly with it. So ideally, one day there'd be like a MIDI controller that could listen to me whistle and then map it to other synths, and then I'll be a musician. Come on, technology, catch up. All right. This should be interesting. I have a feeling this may not work as well as I'd like. Ideally, I'd have a tool that cuts the actual depth. This only cuts half the depth. We got this last night so that we could use it on the particle board, which worked great because that's super thin. But we're gonna order the Works, which is like a handheld circular saw that's a little bit more exactly what we need. But that's all right. You work with what you have. For any of you looking to start a podcast or a vlog or really any creative thing, don't get caught up with the technology. Like really, don't get caught up with the tools. And I'm saying this for myself as somebody who's been like brainstorming a daily podcast and mostly focused on how I'm going to record it. Content and story comes first. Everything else is secondary. All right. Take two. So it was a little bit off, but it mostly worked. That got a little dusty, but yeah, could be better. Not gonna get better now, because I'm gonna close up shop and go for a run. I will not make you sit through my vacuum cleaning. For everybody who's been part of this first Self-Care Sunday, thank you. If you have the chat saved, I'd love to see it. It disappears. Screw you, YouTube. I love you, YouTube, but screw you, YouTube. Fix that. Let me see the chat later. In the meantime, just thank you so much for joining me. This has been something that I've been thinking about and wanting to do for a while. I will have Tiffany next week because she's sick upstairs. Oh yeah, she's sick. I want to leave her sleep. And the dust isn't great for her, so I gotta vacuum first. So what's going on with Tiffany? If you don't know, I have a cat. I adopted her last year when my friend Julie died. Julie was in her 90s and begging for the end of her life because she was in pain with dementia and macular degeneration, all sorts of other things. By the grace of life, hers did end, and she had threatened to haunt me. She had a great sense of humor. She threatened to haunt me if I didn't take care of her cats. One of them got scooped up by a wealthy family and is doing great. That's Edgar Allan Paws, who you may have seen from a video I made with Julie and Eddie that I don't think is online right now, but at some point it'll come back and I'll share that. But in the meantime, Tiffany, her smaller, older cat, is now with me and sleeping upstairs. I'd been bringing her to a vet around me, and they were awful. They like tried to overcharge us and told me nothing was wrong, and it turns out she has like serious dental problems and needs her teeth out immediately, and she's been suffering with these busted up teeth that are infected. She might have like a chronic respiratory disease, and so we have her back on antibiotics, which I think is helping. And she may have like a neurological condition that makes her like flip out and yank out her hair, called hyperesthesia. But that said, I know that sounds like dire and horrible, but according to my family friend who helps me take care of her, both financially and just by giving me advice and calming me down, because apparently, according to her, I'm a helicopter cat dad. I think I'm just attentive, but I'm sure all helicopter parents think that they just care and are really just insufferable. But yeah, I love this little cat. She's doing a lot better apparently than she was, probably mostly because at Julie's place she was being exposed to a lot of chemicals and poisons because Julie was blind and old and wasn't responsible and didn't literally see the problem of spraying a ton of Raid around her apartment with cats to kill the roaches that she created because she was blind and kicking cat food. There was sort of like a vicious circle of cat mortality correlated to her blindness, but that's another video. Long story short, Tiffy is getting the care she needs now, and I'm super pumped, and I look forward to featuring her in a future video. Thank you for being part of my Self-Care Sunday. Take care of yourself. Create whatever fulfills you. And yeah, I love you guys. See you next week. All right, how the hell do I turn this off? Oh boy. You're the best. Thank you, Lindsay Thomas. I'm leaving. I'm going. Wow, it's almost 4. Oh God. Yeah, I'm going to get better at stopping this. I could go on forever. All right.